Is this going to be an invincible season for the Blades? Sheffield United are being promoted. That's so the fans say on Twitter. Welcome back to Where Blades Walk. It's the quickest and most comprehensive review of all things Sheffield United on the internet. And the question we're asking this week is, are the Blades now favourites to go back to the Premier League? Welcome. Welcome back, Connor and Dan, to Where Blades Walk, and thank you very much for watching. Drop us a like, drop us a subscribe if you haven't done so already. So let's get straight into our questions, shall we, Dan? Are the Blades now the favourites for promotion in your eyes?
They might be to the outsiders and to pundits, but I think we have to take every game as it comes. Really, there's still some really good teams in this league. It is by far the second division in the whole of Europe for me, potentially the world. And I think that, the likes of Burnley, Leeds, Norwich, Sunderland, other sides, Middlesbrough, West Brom, fantastic division. And we just have to keep doing what we're doing, keep us players fit, keep getting results, keep getting performances, and it'll speak for itself in the end. But I'm not getting too carried away. But it is brilliant at the moment, to be fair.
All right, welcome back to Where Blades Walk. As I said, we are discussing the Luton game on this episode this week, and we're also talking about atmospheres as well. Is the atmosphere getting better at Bramhall Lane? And if not, what needs to be done to sort that out? We'll get onto that in a second. Okay, Connor, are you getting carried away? Come on, 6 clean sheets, 6 consecutive clean sheets. Your new goalie's only conceded 1 goal. Surely that's enough evidence for you to get a tiny bit excited, isn't it?
Yeah, I think sometimes when you're in the moment, especially at the games, you can probably get a bit carried away. But once everything sort of settled down, I definitely agree with what Dan was saying. Obviously, this league is massively unpredictable. You've got like your top 10 teams are all expected to push for promotion, and then you've got your few unexpected teams like your Ipswich last season. So as much as I want to get carried away and say, yeah, we're going invincible, like I say, it's just take it a game at a time. Sometimes form, especially with the derby games where we've got coming up, totally out the window, so you never know what's going to happen.
All right, thanks for that, Connor. Let's have a look at some social media takes from the game then, shall we? Baz Lord says, we are going to smash someone soon, and it's going to be a big score. We are dominating like we got dominated last season. So, I mean, Dan, on that point, you didn't enjoy the Premier League much last season. You got a severe number of batterings. I remember one at Newcastle in particular. But do you feel at some point this season that Baz Lord's right, that you are going to turn someone over and it is just going to click?
Yeah, definitely. I think that could have happened quite easily against Swansea, especially in that second half when, Andre Brooks had a couple of chances. We hit the woodwork a couple of times. Again on Saturday, I thought we were really unlucky with a few other opportunities. But again, as I think I've said previous, I'm not too fussed how many goals we score because we are like granite in defence and with a goalkeeper. So I always back us to beat anybody really, and I'm not a big. It doesn't really bother me how many we score, but I do agree with Baz Lord. I think at some point we are going to roll teams over because we're very organised, but very, very good going forward. And I think it was probably the best attacking performance against Luton, if I'm honest, this season. I thought we'd really opened them up quite a few times, and probably Jesman Ratsaki's best game for us.
Yeah, let's kind of come on to that. Obviously, it's his birthday as well. Scott says Ratsaki's getting better game after game. The Mighty Blades are smashing it. You noticed, Connor, that his confidence is improving every single week. He's taking more players on. We're getting more dribbles, I've heard as well. How impressed have you been?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when he first came in, obviously, you've got to, not all players hit the ground running, and you've got to get bedded in. He's only a young lad. It's his first, his second senior loan that he's had out. And obviously, it's over the end of the country, but he's settled in really well. Obviously, Brooks, I would have said, at the first few games of the season, he definitely was a better player than him. But ever since the Portsmouth game, he played really well. He was unlucky not to get an assist that game. He's really kicked on, and it was really unlucky that Wilder subbed him off. He could have gone for his birthday hat-trick.
I want to ask about a couple of other players which didn't get the headlines, but perhaps should have done. Sousa, Dan, thought had an excellent game, and I'm a neutral, as you know, but I can appreciate a quality, hard-working footballer who does a lot off the ball as well as on it. Just how good is he progressing this season?
Yeah, progressing really well. Like I said, I think there was a lot of really poor performances last season, him included. And I don't want to keep going back to that, but Vinny's come into this season and been brilliant for us. He really has. It was an interesting comment a few weeks ago when Chris Wilder made him captain. He said, I don't need to make Harry Souter or Kiefer Moore captains. They're already leaders, but Vinny's deserved it in terms of his performances. And I think he's been excellent for us. I think he's the glue that holds that midfield together. And he's not old himself either. He's still only relatively young.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, really good. I think he's outstanding performer and one of the potential players we could lose in the January transfer window.
One more, Connor. I want to talk about Brewster as well, who has also come in for some rave reviews following his performance against Luton. He's a player I really like. But again, is he another player that is really performing well under Wilder?
I mean, ever since he's come in, he's really struggled with injuries. I don't think it was really the right time to sign him. We signed him in a season where we were struggling. We weren't really creating chances. He was never going to come in and hit the ground running in a team that was playing really poorly. Again, we got him down to the Championship. He started playing well, injured again. And he's come back really well again this time. And yeah, his performance against Luton, it was really good. He got the assist. He was gliding past players. He seemed like he was a bit, I don't know if a bit fitter, just a bit more confident. Seemed like he was getting around the pitch a lot more. And I was really impressed with him. But I feel we seem to get, it always seems to be when players coming to the end of their contracts or they're on loan with us, they do really well. They get the contract extension and then they drop back off again. So I hope for his sake it isn't, and I'd really like to see him kick on this season.
Okay. All right, then. If you haven't yet hit subscribe, please do so. We're looking for 100 subscribers. We're in competition with our Wednesday channel, which are chasing down our tails. We can get there first. That would be absolutely great. 100 subscribers, please hit that button now. All right, before we let you go, it's Leeds next week. We'll be talking about that on next week's video. The atmosphere at Bramhall Lane. Many have said it's been too quiet this season. Perhaps you can understand that with people dropping down to the Championship. But Dan, is it? I want to ask you straight: is it a real problem? Is it noticeable in some games? And if so, what needs to be done to kind of improve it?
Yeah, I think we spoke about that before as well, and I think I was quite critical of it at home games. But I thought on Saturday, the fans were really, really good. I thought they got behind them. The cop were really loud, were more vocal. And I think there's been a bit of apprehension at the start of the season, not knowing what to expect with the new squad. But I think it's starting to pick up. And I was really impressed Saturday with the support, to be honest. I thought we really got behind them. And again, becoming that 12th man, which is what we've always needed.
Connor, what's your take on it?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's happened a lot. Obviously, I don't blame last season. We were terrible, but it always seemed, I'm not sure why. I don't know if maybe, I think from my opinion, maybe the fans that have started to follow United more recently, they've had it pretty good. Like, we've been in the Premier League a lot. Obviously, since Wilder took over, went on that amazing journey. Obviously, before that was in League One. We'd only really had the spell in the Premier League with Warnock. It just seems to be very flat a lot of the times. You have a good first 10 minutes and then it seems to die down, and you could hear a pin drop sometimes at the Lane. But I think the Luton game, I don't know if it was because Wilder said in the interview he wanted the fans' support to get us through the game. It was a lot better, and if we could get that every week, I think it would really help the players, especially some games on them horrible Tuesday, wet, cold nights sort of thing.
Okay. All right, then. Thank you for that. Drop us your comments below as to what any ideas that you can think of to help this atmosphere. It isn't just Bramhall Lane. We're hearing this about Ellen Road being quiet. We've heard about the Stadium of Light being quiet. It seems actually the bigger the fan base you have, the quieter the atmosphere is at the moment. We'll catch you next week for the Jayden Bogle derby, Leeds and Sheffield United Friday night. What a cracker this is going to be. Tune in next week as we get these two to talk about that. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget, 100 subscribers. Press that button now.